Hi, I'm Colleen Delaney. Welcome back. This is my December TBR, and it's going to look a little different from my November TBR because my November TBR destroyed me. Now, jumping right in, I put way too many books on my November TBR, so you will see some books that were on this one, but we won't start with those. We're going to start with the book I am most excited to read this December, and that is Walking in a Witchy Wonderland by Juliette. If you've been following, you know I have recently found this Stay a Spell series, and I am completely obsessed with the Savoy sisters living in New Orleans. These are paranormal romances about a family of witches and their soulmates that they fall in love with. This is a collection of 5 short stories. I can't wait to read them. The first one is about Evie and Mateo, who were the couple in the first book, Wolf Gone Wild, and it is called Bewitch You a Merry Christmas. The second book is Rocking Around the Hexmas Tree, and it is about Devraj and Isadora, who were the couple in the second book, Don't Hex and Drive. The third book is Jingle Bell Rock, and it's about Charlie and JJ, who are 2 side characters who you've gotten vibes that something's going on between them, but nothing's been really like outwardly explained. So they're finally getting their love story. I can't wait. The fourth one is You're a Mean One, Mr. Grimm. Again, this is a couple we haven't seen yet, and it is Gareth Blackwater, the Grimm, and Lavinia, one of the sisters who hasn't gotten a book yet. I hope they're gonna get their full book also, but we'll see. I hope this is just an intro. I don't know if we're gonna get our HEA in this short story. And the last one is Jingle Spells, which is about Violet and Nico, who were the couple in Witches Get Stitches. Obviously, I can't wait to start this. I'm literally gonna open this the morning of December 1st, no matter where I am in any other book, and probably finish it in one day, because it's not that long. It's like under 300 pages. And I just love it so much. Does anyone know Juliette? Does she need beta readers for the next in the series? I volunteer. The next book on my December TBR is One Night with You by Sophie Jordan. This, as you can tell from the cover, is a historical romance. I love Sophie Jordan. I've gotten super into her this year. I found this one in half-price books, and I can't wait to dive in. We follow Lady Jane Guthrie, who sounds like she's treated really poorly by her family, kind of like a servant, and she's decided to give herself basically a night off from her life and go to a masquerade ball for courtesans. How scandalous. When she gets there, she sees Seth Rutledge, who broke her heart years ago to go after her sister, who's a snob. And she's got a lot of feelings. Obviously, I'd have a lot of feelings too. But he wants to kiss her, and she is in disguise, and it's been a long time since they see each other, so I wonder what's going to happen. Seth has just returned from war. He is bitter, and he's about to inherit a title. That means he needs to get married, and he needs to make some babies, but he's not happy about it. I know Sophie's going to give us an amazing story with a great happily ever after, because she always does. Can't wait. I'm sure I will read this book in like 2 days. Okay, so my plan is I'm going to finish reading all of my book of the month books I bought in 2021 before 2022 starts. And that's not a problem because I'm excited about the books I have left, but one of them is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I bought this as an add-on in November, but I haven't started it yet. I have been saving it because I have a feeling I'm gonna fly through it. I've never read a Colleen Hoover before. I've tried not to read any spoilers. I don't know if this is going to be a straightforward romance or if this is more of a love story. It sounds like there's a lot of angst, which is good because I'm not a rom-com person. If I'm going to read a contemporary, it's going to have to be angsty or else it's not going to keep my attention. I'm more like, I need higher stakes than rom-coms usually have. We have our main character, Lily, and she is in a relationship with Ryle Kincaid, who sounds like maybe not a great person, but is a neurosurgeon. He, doesn't really believe in relationships. He's stubborn, arrogant, but she also says he's sensitive and brilliant. But there's also a little bit about him being like a little disturbing. Flash to Atlas, her first love, who she can't stop thinking about and is suddenly back in her life. I have a feeling this is gonna have a little bit of a love triangle in it and maybe a second chance romance. This is what really sold me. With this bold and deeply personal novel, Colleen Hoover delivers a heart-wrenching story that breaks exciting new ground for her as a writer. It Ends With Us is an unforgettable tale of love that comes at the ultimate price. So that sounds like a book that's going to destroy me, and I don't mind a book that destroys me. I've got to be honest. I like a book that makes my heart hurt. So It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I look forward to my heart hurting. Next, I have Beautiful Country by Qian Wang, and I actually, as you can see, have already read a pretty big chunk of this. I'm filming this on November 29th, and I don't think I'm gonna finish it before December 1st. It's probably gonna be like right on the cusp, as I'm on page 112. I probably won't finish it in the next 2 days. This is a medium paced book, which is why I'm not flying through it, which is okay. I like reading medium paced books. And it is basically an immigrant story. We follow Qian's family as she moves from China to New York City in the 90s, and what it's like to be an undocumented immigrant in America. I'm really liking the story so far. It's not super sad, but it is heavy subject matter. And also, it's true. This is a memoir. This is not fictionalized. So you go into it knowing that. This is the first memoir I've read in, I want to say like 10 years. I'm not a big memoir reader, but I am enjoying it. So I am glad that I took a chance on it and got it for my book of the month pick. I think I picked this one in September. I will maybe have a review for you in my November wrap up that I'm going to film on December 1st, or you'll get a review for it in my December wrap up. The next book I'm going to read in December is my December book of the month pick, which is not here yet. It's going to be here in about 5 days. And that is The History of Wild Places by Shea Ernshaw. I picked this one because it was pitched as magical realism, and I do really like magical realism books. It sounds like it's gonna have some creepy vibes and some mysterious stuff going on. It looks like it's got a little bit of like cult action in it. I definitely try not to read too much into the books I'm going to start because I do like to be surprised. So I haven't read any reviews or anything like that. I also think the cover looks amazing. In terms of the picks for this month, some of them sounded a little too scary for me, and I don't really like rom-coms, which I've talked about before, which the romance, I feel like the romances for Book of the Month Club are always rom-coms. So I have never picked a romance from Book of the Month Club, except for the Colleen Hoover one, which I don't know if it's a romance or a love story. So that will round out my Book of the Month reads for 2021. I'm going to do a video ranking my Book of the Month reads in probably 2 weeks when I finish reading all of these. And yeah, I'll let you know what I think of these 3 new ones. My next book is a book I read every single December, and it's a collection of short stories called My True Love Gave to Me, and it's edited by Stephanie Perkins. This is my copy. I lost the dust jacket and my children colored in it, but I read it, and it got water on it like 3 years ago, but I still read it every year. I skipped 1 year, the year that my daughter was born, because her birthday is December 21st. And that year I only read my favorite story, which is The Girl Who Woke the Dreamer, which is the last story in the book. I'm going to do a video reviewing this book because I love it so much. I've made so many people do it. Last year I tried to make a bunch of my cousins read it with me and then do a book club virtually, since we weren't going to be able to see each other. We live all over the country, and they all read about half the stories. But yesterday one of my cousins said, hey, we all bought that book, let's finish it and do another book talk this year. So hopefully we will, and we'll get to chat and talk about great stories again. In terms of authors that have short stories in here who you may have heard of, there's Rainbow Rowell, Kelly Link, Matt de la Pena, Jenny Han, Stephanie Perkins, David Leviathan, Holly Black, Gail Foreman, Myra McIntyre, Kirsten White, Allie Carter, and Lainey Taylor. And I will tell you which my favorite ones are in my video about this book. My last hard copy book that I'm going to read this month is Lore Olympus. And this is by Rachel Smith. It's based on a webtoon. So I actually read a lot of this webtoon years ago, but I have a very hard time reading webtoons because I don't have an iPad. So like I'm scrolling on my computer and it drives me crazy. So when I saw that they were actually releasing this, I was like, oh, I'll actually be able to read it and finish it and find out what happens and all that. And I would love to support this author who's done so much beautiful work. I did start it a couple days ago, right when I bought it, just because I couldn't wait. But if you are unfamiliar, the illustrations in here are really gorgeous. They're like watercolory, but also pencil drawing, like line drawings mixed in. They're a lot of fun if you like Greek mythology, but like if you're not super serious about it, I'd recommend this series. And lastly, if I have time, I am going to read one ebook off my Kindle, which I talked about in length in my November TBR, which I'll link up there, or maybe it's up here. I can never remember when I'm filming which side it's on. I had a much harder time reading all the books I set out to in November, so there's a ton of stuff I didn't get to. So I will pick one of the ebooks I didn't get to read this month if I have time. I'm going to put that last. So that might be a book that ends up being finished in January 2022. So that is my December TBR. I don't write in December, so I have a lot more reading time. Granted, I do have a child's birthday party and a bunch of holiday stuff to do, but I'm definitely feeling like I'm going to get more reading done in December than I did in November. I hope you heard a book or two on this list that you are interested in. If you are a book of the month reader, subscriber, or whatever, do you try to get all your books read before the year switches over? This is my first year in book of the month, and I think that's going to be a goal for me to always have all my books read and finished that I read this year so that I can review and rank them. Because let's be honest, I love to rank stuff. You'll see in this month, I'm gonna have a lot of ranking videos coming out. I hope you are in the middle of a good book or about to start a good book or about to start writing a great book. Have a wonderful, cozy day. Bye.